President Biden, it's time for you to stop running away from Reverend Barber and poor people. Since he was elected, the White House has been wanting to meet with Reverend Barber. Reverend Barber refuses to meet with the White House individually. Reverend Barber, the way they construct it, they say, if you want to meet with me, you have to meet with poor, what they call affected workers, affected people. See, the Poor People Campaign, they don't hold rallies and let all of the big name celebrities and the big name civil rights folks and the big name come in and come there and give a speech and it's all show and tell. No, what they do is they have poor and affected workers who speak, and then they might have a big name come and speak after that. But they center the people who are poor and low wage. And so the Biden White House has been, frankly, refusing to meet with them. I've been talking to Reverend Barber about this since the inauguration in 2021. They want to meet with Barber, but not with the people. And so this is the moment. Now, Biden, when he was campaigning, and we actually live streamed it, we could pull it up. He spoke at their event in D.C. where the affected workers were there. But it's time for this president to not be afraid to say poor and not be afraid to say low income, the working poor. Because the reality is Donald Trump is appealing to broke white folks, broke Latinos, broke black people, and he's using the language of populism, but he don't give a damn about them, because while he tells them this over here, then in a fundraiser, he says to all the rich folks, oh yeah, I made a lot of y'all richer and I'm gonna give y'all more tax breaks. See, this is the moment where this White House and the campaign has got to stop being afraid of poor people and the working class and working poor. They've got to have some guts to actually meet with them. You can't tell me, Mr. President, that if you go to North Carolina and you sit with a black family that got $100,000+ in student loan debt relief, and you bring food and y'all sit down and break bread, why can't you do the same thing?
That's right.
With poor and low income and affected workers at the White House? Put a face on what they are dealing with. In fact, invite Harris County officials and other cities that have provided a guaranteed income. But stop just talking about the middle class. Stop just talking about them, because the reality is this country is not a country without those low-income folks, and they want the American dream. They want better wages. They want better health care. They want better dental. They want better outcomes. But see, when you got campaign folk around you who only want to appeal to white suburban voters, who think that abortion is the dominant issue in the campaign, well, then they are wrong. And you have to look those folks in the eye and see, we've done that. We've been there. We covered the march in Texas. We were with them in Washington, D.C. This is a moment when this president, if you were going to talk about growing up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and what it was like and telling us all the stories about your daddy, have the guts to have Reverend Barber and the Poor People's Campaign and affected workers at the White House, put them around the table and have the cameras there so folk can hear their stories about fighting for fair wages, fighting for health care expansion and all their needs. But that requires political courage, and that requires advisors to stop trying to play this thing safe and begin to speak to the needs of the very people. And don't think this is the last time I'm going to say this. The White House and Democrats in the Senate had a black media roundtable yesterday. It was on the record, audio only. We couldn't bring cameras. I said, this don't do me any damn good. Talk about all the good things they've done. Well, if you've done all the good things you've done, we'll be willing to actually sit down and talk to poor and low-income, unaffected workers.
Fanbase is pioneering a new era of social media for the creator economy. This next-generation social media app with over 600,000 users is raising $17 million, and now is your chance to invest. For details on how to invest, visit startengine.com/fanbase or scan the QR code. Another way we're giving you the freedom to be you without limits.